Hey there guys, Outlaw Dolphin here. We're going to continue our Dragon Age Inquisition. We've just completed Emprise du Lion. Our next stop and our final open landscape for the main story of Dragon Age Inquisition is the Hissing Wastes. One of the largest spaces you'll find in the game. And I'm a little bit like I'm nearing the end of the vanilla game and there's still 2 DLCs to go, so I know there's still a lot of videos to go for this. But knowing that I'm so close to the end of the original game makes me feel a bit teary-eyed, if you know what I mean. I love this game so much and I'm enjoying this playthrough, but to know that it's perhaps 3/5 of the way done, maybe 3.5/5. Anyway guys, we're gonna meander around Skyhold for a bit and chat to some of the characters that we haven't spoken to in a while. Varric is one of them. Cassandra I think still has a bit to give us. Ironball, Sarah. So we're going to chat about maybe upgrade some gear. If not, head straight to the Hissing Wastes after, because I think once I've done the Hissing Wastes I'll have a lot of material to move into the Arbor Wilds and the final DLCs. So, without further delay. Okay guys, so here we are in Skyhold. I just completed a task on the war table. So, regards to Samson's weakness or weaknesses. Now we need to speak to Cullen about what we found, and I'm pretty sure he's going to send us to a location which is a primordial shrine of Dumat, which is where Samson has been headed his attempts to smuggle lyrium all around Ferelden and Orlais.
No red lyrium, no allies, and soon Samson will have no armor, I hope.
You hope?
Dagna's started work on her red lyrium samples, but she needs more details on the armor. We found orders in the mine. They mentioned Maddox, a name I did not expect to hear.
They also mention a vessel.
Samson's letter said something about taking over as the vessel.
Perhaps it's a rank among the Red Templars. It could be a title from ancient Tevinter. Or it's some other role Corypheus has planned for Samson, and Maddox is part of it.
Maddox is a Templar, I take?
Did he serve with you and Samson in Kirkwall?
Maddox was a mage in Kirkwall's circle. Samson smuggled letters between him and his sweetheart. Eventually, Samson was caught. That's why he was cast out of the Order. Maddox was made tranquil and became a skilled craftsman of magical items. Samson must have rescued him.
He was made tranquil for that?
I can't believe they made a man tranquil over a few love letters.
The official charge was corrupting the moral integrity of the Templar. Knight Commander Meredith wielded the brand for far lesser offenses, believe me.
Rescued him from what?
Why would Maddox need saving?
When the mages rebelled in Kirkwall, the worst battles took place at the gallows in the circle itself. I thought Maddox had died in the fighting, or was eking out a living on the streets. A hard fate for a tranquil in Kirkwall. Samson must have found him, taken him in.
He must have had some humanity left.
Perhaps there's something left of the man Samson used to be.
Or he's shrewd enough to know an extraordinary resource. It seems Maddox built Samson's armor for him, and maintains it still. Tranquil in Kirkwall needed rare and expensive supplies for their enchantments. Supplies we can trace. I can have our men kick down some doors, Inquisitor. Samson's armor might lead us right to his stronghold.
Oh goody, so now I need to dispatch agents to look for the man. Ay, ay, ay. Even more time. Oh well. At least we don't have to do that now. We can chat to Solus.
Inquisitor, Do you have a moment? What were you like before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
How should I know?
If it had, do you really think I'd have noticed?
No. That's an excellent point.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
What did you expect?
What have I done that's so surprising?
Humans are short-sighted, brutish, blind to the beauty of the Fade. Their minds cast in a duality of black and white. But you have shown a subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I know of your people.
What about our friends?
I'm just one part of this team, Solus. What about Cassandra or Liliana?
Cassandra separates matters of faith from those of the world. And she above all should understand how limited that is. Liliana has a brilliant mind, but her faith was damaged. To her, it is all a game of tactics now. But not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
We're going to talk about Solus a little bit more, but in time enough to come, I think. We're not going to talk about him now. Everything that he does and says can only really be talked about. Can only really be talked about during the Trespasser DLC. So we're going to keep Stumm for now, I think. Let's talk to Mr. Tethras.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. You're just in time. We almost had to start without you.
Start what?
What exactly were you starting without me now?
Look who showed up, everybody. Deal him in, would you, Ruffles?
I do hope I recall the rules. It's been ages since I've played a game of Wicked Grace.
Grab a seat. We're ready to start.
Are we playing cards or what?
Are 3 drakes better than a pair of swords? Ugh, I can never remember.
Seeker, remember how I said, don't show anyone your hand? That rule includes announcing it to the table.
There's a crown on his head, but a sword too. His head didn't want either.
Don't talk to the face cards, kid.
You seem to have enough people. I have 1,000 things to do.
Losing money can be both relaxing and habit-forming. Give it a try.
Curly, if any man in history ever needed a hobby, it's you.
Dealer starts. Oh, I believe I'll start at... Oh, 3 coppers. Do you think that's too daring? Maybe I'll make it 1. No. Boldness. 3 it is.
Seriously, who starts at 3 coppers? Silver or go home?
Sounds good.
I'm in.
Bolder the better, right? I'm in.
Me too. Well, are you in?
Now this is a very... this is one of my favourite cutscenes. There is a way to win at Wicked Grace, but it's all to do with the chat. As Wicked Grace is poker in Dragon Age. It all depends on the chat, but we're just going to go with the flow. I'll see that bet.
I'm in. Raising another silver.
You haven't even looked at your cards.
Our illustrious leader is betting we're bluffing.
You are bluffing.
The poor recruit ran out into the dining hall in nothing but his knickers. And this profound silence fell over the hall as 70 mages and 30 Templars all turned to stare at once. Then, a slow round of applause began and spread until every soul was on their feet. A standing ovation.
What did he do?
Saluted, turned on his heel, and marched out like he was in full armor.
He did not.
Good man.
You're shitting us.
That's how you know it's true. I could never put that in a book. Too unlikely.
I would have Varric tell one, and we do have many controversial stories ourselves. But we need more drinks.
I think we need another round of drinks.
I'll get them. Don't start without me.
And the dealer takes everything.
Damn it.
I win again.
Deal again. I figured out your tells, Lady Ambassador.
Commander, everyone knows a lady has no tells.
Then let's see if your good fortune lasts one more hand.
Deal me in.
I want another chance to win my dignity back. Deal me in.
Don't say a word, dwarf.
I tried to warn you, Curly.
You won the whole pot. I knew.
Oh yeah.
I'm leaving. I don't want to witness our commander's walk of shame back to the barracks.
Well, I do. It comes off. I didn't know it came off.
Poor Cullen. Run.
Glad you decided to join us tonight. It's too easy to mistake you for the Inquisitor.
This was fun.
I enjoyed this.
See? That's what I mean. It's easy to forget you're not just an icon or symbol. Like those statues of Andraste holding bowls of fire. At least it is for me. You up for another game when this is all over, Inquisitor?
Of course.
I wouldn't miss it.
Good. It'll take me a while to talk Cullen into it. Maybe I'll work the revenge angle.
Who's that? Did I win?
I won the whole pot. Yay. Right, okay, so now I can dispatch agents to look for Maddox. And we'll head off to the Hissing Wastes as we wait for that to come through. Once we've finished the Hissing Wastes, we can then head to the Shrine of Dumont, deal with Maddox, and then deal with Samson and Corypheus himself. The Venatori are camped in a place known as the Hissing Wastes. They're working on their slaves to death, digging old buildings out from the sand. The Inquisition should step in quickly, because if it doesn't, I'm going to bash the Venatori's heads in, and you'll need a new scout. Lead Scout Harding. Let's see, who shall we take today? We haven't taken Vivienne anywhere. Cole. And Cassandra.
Any luck charting the area?
I did what I could, your worship. This space has nothing but space. If there's nothing valuable here, I say let Corypheus have it.
I only wish.
I'm sure there's something deadly and enchanted and so on underneath all this sand.
I did find something for you. Old dwarven ruins on the surface. Impossible, but there you go. The Red Templars are digging them out, with Venatori supervision.
Whatever they want, we must beat them to it.
I just saw Red Templars heading northwest to here. They might be a good start. I found this map on a dead one. Maybe it shows where they're headed. Good luck.
A sketch of a four-pillar tomb. Now, this is the beginning of a lot of puzzles. Well, not a lot. I think there's 4 or 5, and they can be obscure, but I'll point it out when we get there. I need to level most people up. Cole is someone whose armor definitely needs fixing up. Let's just take a look at a map and see what we have to deal with here. Now, do not be fooled by how close these camps look together. They are mostly very far away from each other. So we need to head for Sand and Ruin. There is a sizable Venatori presence in the Hissing Wastes. It's an odd place for them to be dispatched at all, let alone in such significant numbers. There's also 3 Fade Rifts in our way. Now the way that I do this for the Hissing Wastes is that it can be incredibly tedious to do, but this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to deal with these 3 Fade Rifts before we get to Sand and Ruin. Then we're going to take that camp, that one, and that one, doing each Fade Rift as we go. It's going to be slow going, but it will be worth it, since we will get the resources and minerals. This is perhaps, in my mind, one of the most beautiful areas in the game. Sure, you can say it's just the Western Approach by another name, but I like it for its dusk, midnight kind of look. Not just out here you'll find Venatori and Templars, but also a significant amount of wildlife. That includes spiders. So if anyone's squeamish, this is perhaps not the video for you. Or maybe it is. I'm going to change my staff to my cold one, because I'm pretty sure cold deals with spiders a little bit better.
It's very big.
So I gathered.
The Red Templars like the cold. It makes the red less angry.
Are those lights in the distance? They may be campfires.
Let's have a look.
I want this Navarite. Give it to me. Damn it. Up. Who said Dragon Age isn't a platformer again? Oh well. There are plenty of lights in the distance. And now we can already see our first behemoth. The Red Templar resistance here will be large indeed. There's our first rift. We'll head out there after dealing with these guys. How rude. Now that is the only dialogue. When Cole tells you the Templars like it cold, helps deal with the lyrium, like putting it in a fridge, means to tell you that they are cold resistant. Now I know, so what am I thinking changing into a cold weapon staff, when I do that of course. That's the only way you're going to know that Templars are cold resistant, because they seem fairly weak to almost everything. Here we're dealing with level 26 demons, but hopefully we can get through this mostly unscathed. Despair demons. Ouch. That despair demon went very far away indeed. I got him? There we go. Okie dokie, so I'm going to change my staff now, and also I'm going to change to Mark of the Rift once more, because I keep forgetting to do that. We have Vivienne here, so she can do the healing for us, or the reviving anyway. I often thought that the hissing waste was used to depict what happens when debris from... that literally just spawned in right behind me. That when debris hits the ground, that this is what forms this kind of green fade meteorite looking stuff. At first I thought it was green, a green lyrium, but it's not. Just resources used to depict what happens when pieces of the breach hit the ground. You don't really see it anywhere else, so I just think it was kind of used and not used. My days. If I get that invite notification one more time, I don't want to stop recording to switch it off. Here you go, King's Willow Weave. Might need to check the map for my next rift. You can see they're very far apart. So the best one to go to is the one over here. And they're chasing a ram, so don't mind them. You just get the sense of how big this place is. Like the idea of how big this is. You see those that mountain off in the distance? You can climb that. It's almost like being in Skyrim. It's that big. Ooh, I found some Navarite. I don't think I'll find as much of this as I'm hoping, but who knows? The best place to... There is a very specific place to go to get minerals. Almost everything here is tier 3. Ooh. Navarite is not as plentiful as, say, Paragon's Luster, but We'll do our best. Can I see I think that's Red Templars in the distance. We don't need to deal with them just yet. I'm going to grab Navarre anytime I see it, so if I take too long, I'll do some editing. Oh, this turned out actually to be quite lucky. Using a nice staff, and I'm facing Rage and Pride. Oh, and if anyone is still wondering, I've still not used my Essence of Perfection. Trust me, I will let you know when I do. Okie dokie. Stagger the Pride. I'm still yet not certain if I want to use the Essence of Perfection on a weapon.
Care about everyone.
You knew Lord Seeker Lambert?
I killed him. He cared more about stopping mages than protecting people.
You killed the Lord Seeker?
Pathetic mages. Crush them at Andorral's reach or starve them out. It doesn't matter which. I need an example. Seekers succeeding, seizing power, overthrow the divine, triumphant in the eyes of the Maker.
I am uncertain whether to believe you.
You believe I killed him?
Now, without thinking about it, this is actually a rather interesting trio that I have with me today. Neither Cassandra or Vivienne are very trusting of Cole because of his, as of moment, twisted... Oh, hello.
So close to hope when they went. Poor souls. Andraste guide them to the Maker's side.
Chances are that well is very dry. As Cole began his life as a human, he came to help a mage trapped in the spire, and diverted from his compassionate nature as a spirit, and started to kill those who hurt, like Templars and stuff like that. So, becoming a demon, he became known as the Ghost of the Spire, which is something Vivienne knows all too well. Being the Night Enchanter, she would have heard all matter of things that were going on in all or most circles, and it's seen that Cole is very much one of the reasons why the Mage Rebellion happened. But not only did he kill other Templars, but he killed mages also. So this made both sides very wary of each other, as neither really knew what was happening to the other. He killed Lord Seeker Lambert for reasons he just described. Lord Seeker Lambert was going to kill everyone regardless. Crush them at Andorral's reach or starve them, doesn't matter. Lord Seeker Lambert went insane, much like how Knight Commander Meredith did. Didn't care how she got the job done, but she wanted to, you know, be all powerful and all seeing and all jazz. So Cole did the only thing he knew, and that was to kill at that point. It turned out not to be the best thing to do, as at the time the political nature was very sensitive. He killed the leader of the Templars and Seekers. I don't know. He did it all for the right reasons, but as he'll come to realise, he needn't have done it. People like Lord Seeker Lambert could have been dealt with in other ways. And maybe if Lord Seeker Lambert was alive, Lucius wouldn't have killed all or most of the other Seekers. So there we go. That we will never know. Oh, I think I clipped him. Yeah, no, so hopefully I can get lucky with the dialogue for these three and we can understand them a little bit better. So now we can head towards Sand and Ruin. And we're more or less in it. But if I'm right, it's to the west. Northwestish. The size of the moon here is just enormous. You can just see how incredibly expansive this area is. There we go. So that is literally where we're headed. Oh, I think this oh no, I've actually gone right past it. That's the problem when the marker is that of an area as opposed to a specific location. We are headed towards a specific location, but for some reason this purple circle on the map now just wants to direct us in a poor location. Oh, that's alright. I'll take that. There's a lot of death root nearby. Herbs I'm not particularly interested in, but minerals, however. And maybe... Oh, we found a Fade Rift already. Without finding the camp. Have I gone past it yet again? No, actually, I think I'm aiming for this. This area is taking me here. I always forget that. That Fade Rift will pop up once we take this camp. Okay, there's the 4 pillars. It's always remarkable how incredibly inert these people are. It's like, oh, I'll just wander up, I'll walk like 10 meters behind you, and then just shoot the magic everywhere. Big guy dead? Yes, he is. Now it's just the mage.
This might interest you, sir.
A sand-covered note by Leifus. I expected the wagon we sent out to the canyons to return to the watchtower by evening. It is now past noon. That it does not take half a day to travel from camp to camp should be obvious. If no one has the sense to be alarmed, look for them immediately upon finishing this letter. Take archers with you. Those spiders in the canyon seem to fear nothing but that screeching monster to the east. I'll be by the 4 pillars. Devrinix. Screeching monster to the east is... I just need to get my bearings right. East. Out here? Or is it out here? Am I even facing east is the question. East that way? Screeching monster to the east. Yes, is the dragon. I thought the dragon was down here, but no. Dragon is over here. Way over here. So, spiders fear dragons. Folded letter from Esteris. The work goes well, but we're bound to be followed sooner or later. I've set up watch on higher ground in the Sunstop Mountains, obviously named by someone who never beheld a real mountain. If you're looking for Harmonum, he is looking for the tomb in the canyons to the west, Magister Arathus. So, not only are Venatori here in such a high number, they're also here in a pretty high rank. You've got a Magister out here, and many of his followers. Here we are at the 4 pillars. Not only did we find the Dwarven tomb precisely where I said we would, the writing on the stone uses a transitive verb found only in the scripts that predate 700 TE. Means, obviously, that these ruins were built before the first Blight, just as I predicted when we started this expedition. I believe you owe me some gold, Avanthum. Now you're in for some pretty tedious stuff. Here we have 4 pillars, each have Veilfire. Now, each pillar has an excerpt, or an inscription. For pride, these halls were made, to honour a father's deeds, and grieve his loss. As you can tell by dead Templars, or Venatori, I'm pretty sure it looks like Templar garb. Maybe they were here working on this together. Inscription. Who against their father's wishes fought from foolish words and foolish pride. These inscriptions do indeed have an order. There are 4 inscriptions, and we need to learn their order. And I'm going to do... I can partially remember the order, but I'm going to do it with... obviously, we all have our phones sitting next to us. I'm not going to use them. And I'm going to put down how long it takes me to remember how long each one takes me. Now, there are 4 of these puzzles. But I just think it's going to be interesting. I just think it'll be more interesting to challenge myself. How quickly can I remember these? So we do have another book here. Demons of the Stone. Until further notice, do not tamper with the torches. Lighting them in the wrong order summons demons. The inscriptions on the pillars indicate the correct order. But wait until we have confirmed the accuracy of our translations before proceeding. I have made maps to the other tombs where there are similar structures. Let the same warning stay your hand here. Magister Gallus. Below, someone else has written complicated formulas and scribbled many notes. Demons bound into the rock. How did ancient dwarves manage it without mages? Binding runes, subtle properties of stonework. Gang, carved into walls, could be translated from Old Dwarven as stone waste or impure spirit of the stone. Dwarven superstition saw demons as impure spirits of rock. Study impossible with dormant demons. Ask Cephas and Arathus for help with binding. Sketch of a Sunstop Mountain tomb. So here we go. So we have 2 that I've read already. And for loss, these halls were made. So that's obviously not the first one. This is the tale of Pharel, paragon among paragons, and father of 2 sons. That sounds like the first one. For pride these halls were made, to honour a father's deeds and grieve his loss. Who against their father's wishes let's say against father's wishes. And for loss these halls were made to honour a brother mourned. Or, so let's read this one in whole. Who against their father's wishes fought from foolish words and foolish pride. For pride these halls were made to honour a father's deeds and grieve his loss. Yep. So obviously, and for loss these halls were made to honour a brother mourned.
Something for our efforts.
A burial chamber, I think.
Marvellous. Not one demon. Yay. Is it clear that I've not done this first time before? Now you'll find some pretty sweet loot in here. A key fragment and a superb ring of attack, and directions drawn on a tattered piece of paper. Map of Tomb of Pharel. This gives us the location of where the tomb actually is. Mostly, or at least what it looks like from the outside. That's 1 tomb down, and I think 4 to go. See if anything popped up in the journal. Rifts near the Sandcrag stand and ruin. And the Tomb of Pharel. So there are 5 tombs. We've done 1. There's 4 more to go. Find the mountain fortress, tombs of treasure. So we need to find 3 more tombs, and then the 5th one is where the dragon is. Yippee, I think. Holding the hissing wastes and rifts near the sand crag. So we're going to deal with the rifts that we should have just discovered from accessing this camp. We got literally surrounded by each one. Smack dab in the middle. You can see we have a tomb up here. So it's the Venatori camp near the canyon. There's a missing patrol to our right, and then the final tomb is somewhere out here. So we're going to deal with the 3 rifts in our...
My dear Cassandra, I am impressed with how well organized the Inquisition was in the aftermath of the Conclave.
It was chaos. I would hardly call it organized.
Perspective, darling. The Chandri hasn't even found the right vestments for issuing a statement on the Divine's death.
Being more flexible than the Chantry is not a difficult goal.
Take your victories where you can, dear.
So we're actually going to do a loop around this camp as we close these fade rifts. Oh look, terror demons. 3 Terror Demons fairly easy to deal with. Vivienne got knocked on her ass. And now we have 2 Pride Demons. Let's see if I can stretch a firewall in between the 2 of them. I got one of them. Down 1 Pride Demon already? Awesome. Pride Demons just make the creepiest noise. Now the one thing that bothers me about this game is the leveling system. We're approaching level 27, but I've already maxed out my abilities, the ones I can use, and mostly leveled up all the skill trees that I'm interested in, that being the Knight Enchanter and the abilities of that I've chosen. But continuing to level, obviously your first argument is to say, well, you can cycle abilities and get new perks by unlocking these abilities. You can do that. I just feel that this is a game that should have had a level cap. Or at least some way of just having... Because I can press the L2 button and bring up more abilities. But I wish perhaps maybe if the R2 button or the L1 button brought up more abilities. So let's say I have 4 there and 4 there. If I press another button, then I could have another 4. But maybe that's a bit OP considering what I am already. But it's the same with all the other guys as well. I don't know if the fact that I keep unlocking their abilities allows them to use more than I can use where I them. Oh, the spare demons. And a nice stuff. Ah, damn it. Too slow. Oh, just got nicked just as that was about to pop, really. There we go. Stun those despair demons. All done. Awesome. One more to go, and we can move on to the next camp, and perhaps even one more tomb. There you go. So there's another behemoth down there. The fact that behemoths in this game are actually some of the most remarkable things that BioWare worked on, because if you defeat them using lightning and they disintegrate as one with killed by lightning really should, they don't just disintegrate into a small resource copy-paste skeleton. The skeleton inside is actually much like you would imagine it to be, considering, you know, the crystallized form. It's the rib cage is overextended and huge, and the head is still quite small, but the limbs are elongated. So it affects them not just, you know, this isn't just red lyrium grown on the outside. This is red lyrium grown on the inside and has affected the body down. There's the rift over there, it's miles away. And it's affected the body down to its base. You know, obviously I can say cellular nature. Obviously, being a video game, the idea of what the body is may be very different in this game, but it affects it down to its basis level is what I'm trying to say. Regardless of what that is, molecules, cells, it affects the blood quite clearly. There we go, another pride demon. There we go. So now, which direction to move into now? What we'll do, we'll head southish and then continue west. We'll locate this missing patrol in the bone fields between the canyon camp and the 4 pillars. I believe, so that's the 4 pillars. So this must be the canyon camp. This is this area here is perhaps the prime example of why I believe that each area should have had a day-night cycle, because we read a letter that says it does not take from a Venatori captain that says it does not take half a day to travel in between camps. It doesn't, but what we're going to be doing here should take all frickin' night. So there's the missing patrol. It's just this cage up ahead, but as you can imagine, as we see here, perhaps these people befell a swarm of spiders, because they are the first things you will find here in a place called the Bone Field. Hopefully while doing this we can find a lot of poison spider glands. Make a few. Well, actually, it's not the poison spider glands I need. Yep, spiders. It's actually not spider glands I need, because wyverns that we found one in Crestwood, but here is where they're actually where they are here in plenty, guarding the way towards the dragon. Killing those will give us wyvern poison glands, which I think can make the next step into a dragon slaying rune. I can't quite remember. I know dragon blood gives us the ability to make demon slaying runes, but I'm almost certain that that of a poison gland creates dragon slaying runes. So Wyvern poison glands are on the shopping list today, or while we're in the hissing wastes anyway. So I'm not just going to be running past them. There are a lot of them, but we will be killing them, and they do take a long time to kill. So do bear with me, because they have massive health bars for what they are. Hopefully, if I can get the whole team on board, it shouldn't take too long. Now we want to get rid of that marker and head towards the next camp to the west. We're going to have some resistance here in the way of Spider. You can also see plenty of dwarven statues out here. That the fact that the dwarves had a presence out here before the first blight is not a lie. It was quite sizable. They pretty much turned...
Acquainted with Divine Justinia, Cassandra?
I cannot claim to have known her well. Few can, except perhaps Leliane.
I envy even your slight acquaintance. By reputation, she was a formidable woman.
Justinia was a visionary. The Grand Clerics would never have chosen her had they known her intention. And now they will never find someone to fill her shoes.
Oh, they will, darling. Even if they have to trim off her toes and heels to fit.
Now I've forgotten what I was talking about before I was interrupted. Uh-oh. If it comes back to me, I'll talk about it in the next video, obviously. Any Navarite to speak of before I head to the camp? Yes, there is. Oh no, this is volcanic aurum. This is even the other tier 3 metal that's out here. I'm way off course for the camp. A part of me was just like, oh, I can keep my topic in my head. Turns out I can't. I do not believe that there is no resistance out here to take this camp. Who are you? Oh, this is one of the Chantry Sisters. Do I want to mess with this? No, I don't. Basically, there are 3 wandering Chantry Sisters out here. If you find all 3, you get a prize. I've never found all 3. There is perhaps a reason for that. Anyway, more rifts. There should be. No? Good. We can head to Sand and Ruin. To the north. And to the second tomb. Or logging stand. Forgot that was here. Once we head to this camp, we will complete the second. And I wonder if I'll do it first try. I mean, the idea of getting these, doing these 4 pillar puzzles, it just simply requires basic literature knowledge, knowing when a sentence starts and ends. They're not riddles exactly. Where have we got over there? I think that's just another Venatori camp. Oh no, that is Sand and Ruin. That is what we're looking for. Just basic literature knowledge, knowing when a sentence begins and ends, and commas, full stops, apostrophes, that sort of stuff. You're just looking for the order. I wouldn't call them a riddle as such. There's some Red Templar Behemoth. The shallow basin. We are heading towards this kind of tentish looking thing. The gazebo. Ouch. That rogue just decided to take me for all I'm worth. I should have been smarter than that. I should have seen him coming. But I didn't. Makes me feel stupid. Oh, Royal Sea Silk. A short note from Morena. I'm returning to the main camp. Don't linger past sunset. We were working by torchlight past dark when a horde of spiders poured out of the canyon rocks. There are Red Templars on patrol, but if the Overseer wants us to go faster, he should ask the wretched brutes to guard us while we work. We already have few enough Venatori after the disaster at Redcliffe, something the Red Templars have taken pains to remind us about, I've noticed. Are all the Templars in the south this haughty? Harmonum. This guy has a really shit name. Harmonum. There we go. So the there's a tomb in a cave nearby. How do I get down into this one? Can't quite remember. Should be over here somewhere. This is what that is there. What would be the entrance? It should be. There's the well. Should be here. Or at least it should. Venatori camp. I've forgotten where it is. Could have sworn it was meant to be around here somewhere. Nope. Let's keep heading west. There's another note here. Nearly missed that one. Sketch of the burial grounds tomb. Ah, volcanic Aurum. Yeah, there's a cave on the other side. Search the Venatori camp, known as the Watchtower. There we go, I found it.
Should we look around?
Well, we should, but I don't think it'll be anything interesting. Possibly the next room. Or it's above us, maybe. Let's see where that blinking is. It should be directly above us. Yeah. Nothing I'm going to find completely. Just, there are 8 journal entries somewhere scattered in the sands. I'm certainly not going to find them all. Oh, there's a spider. There we go, so the next camp is just to the north. We're going to keep getting attacked by spiders at this rate. We just swiftly move on. Alright, move, move, move. I could have sworn there was meant to be another puzzle in that. And I guess I was wrong. I do know where we can find... I do actually know where we can find one, for certain. And I'm wondering... Yeah. It's below me. But we're just going to discover the camp. Circle back. There it is.
Are the Venatori hiding everywhere in this desert?
Inquisitor, have something.
There we go, so there are 3 more Fade Rifts. We're going to deal with these ones in a moment. I want to get to the second puzzle. Or at least maybe we could do one. We'll head out here. We can get 1 or 2 of these Fade Rifts done. Is that another Chantry sister? No, that's a hunter. Do not speak to the hunter either. They will tell you... They'll tell you of a beast somewhere far to the north. I've never found it. The area is full of Gurguts though, so it could be related, it might not. I don't believe they are. Let's try and steer clear of those Templars. Very close to a rift, if I do say so myself. Got 2 Pride Demons? Yeah, we do. Ouch, ouch. There we go, so now my new direction is back south. I actually decided to fast travel back 1 camp, as this will give me the best access to close a second Fade Rift before heading into the canyon, which is just there. Terrible draw distance meant that loaded in incredibly slowly. Over this hill should be 1 more Fade Rift, and then into the canyon for the second puzzle. Don't attack the wildlife, guys. We have some Venatori in our way. We're going to go round them. They have slaves. And a barrel floating in the sky. That's the price of draw distance. It's been a while since we've seen shades. That much is true. Something you see a lot in the first instance of the game. Something that quickly dwindles later on. And more. Hey, I'm not arguing. These guys are quick and easy to kill. However, there is one terror. Or two terrors.
The Wardens wanted to help, but they hurt people instead. You would have sent them away, Cassandra.
I believe it may have been safer, but we cannot know for certain.
If the Inquisition stops helping, where would we go to keep people safe from us?
The Wardens fell. The Inquisition need not follow suit.
The Wardens thought the same. So did the Templars.
Then we must be vigilant.
Okay, so looting here. You can see that they killed many people here. We can free this slave, however.
Please don't! You're safe from me.
My Andraste, thank you.
They were hurting and we helped. Their lives are better because of us.
Okay, so let's head into the canyon and swiftly move on to the second ruin. I just thought I'd deal with those Venatori because, you know, they have the slave and we can free him, so I thought it was best. This is actually part of the mineral run that I like to do as we head in here. I think this is the Joker. This is a metal that I can't actually pick up due to inabilities in the game, but there's still plenty of other minerals along the way. Just annoyingly, one of them is a lazurite and not navarite. There's plenty of aurum on the way. And plenty of spiders. Oh. Nice. I'll take those glands. I'll take that aurum. Oh, let me pick up this one. Really? There we go. Sometimes you really have to want to pick them up. So you'll notice the ruin from this eerie green glow. Plenty of spiders will be here, so just be prepared for a bit of a mess. Even when you leave here, there will be constant spiders running at you. Like the Venatori have been claiming, these spiders are not scared of anything. There's veil of fire almost everywhere in this ruin. Anyway, so second puzzle. And with the burden growing, he called his sons to his bedside. He bade each son swear he would take care of his brother. And the brothers swore and mourned when their father returned to the stone. After many years, Pharrell, greatest of paragons, could not bear life's burden. Which means he was growing old. So, could not bear life's burden. And with burden growing, he called each son to his bedside. Yep. Each son to his bedside. He bade each son swear, take care of the other. Awesome. First try yet again. I thought these would take me longer, and the brothers swore and mourned when their father returned to the stone.
There's the door.
I'll take that mosaic piece and the treasure. Gold dwarven banner and ring of guard protection. Now these rings, I could make an awful lot of gold selling them because I have an awful lot of purple accessories. I could sell each one for like 2,000 coins plus. For this playthrough, because I don't actually need to buy anything, I might actually use them. But once we get into the Arbor Wilds, and once I can just take time to learn what each person needs. Okie dokie guys, that's the end of that Dragon Age Inquisition. And I'm going to say I'm 1/4 through the Hissing Wastes. Even doing 2 of the tombs, but we still got plenty of places to find for the others. And the dragon. I'm going to try and move through this fairly swiftly. But whilst doing almost everything that's here. That's noticeable. So I want to find all the camps. I want to find all the tombs, do all the puzzles. But I also want to do all of the fade rifts as well, so I want to gain those levels and get the rune materials from them. So this could be the first 3-parter for an area. I don't think it will take 4, except if I leave the dragon until the very last thing, then it might be a 4th. But I don't know, I think we can get through this one pretty quickly. Anyway guys, I got food on the cooker, so I will see you in the next one.